Imagine reaching 80 years old and still living life on your own terms, with a spring in your step and a heart full of joy. Cheryl, a vibrant elder with a passion for freedom, shatters the common stereotypes about aging. While many see this stage of life as a time to lean on others, Cheryl has chosen a different path, one of independence, strength, and unshakable self-reliance. Her story isn't just about growing old, it's about living fully, embracing every moment with courage and grace. Join us as we explore Cheryl's remarkable journey and discover the secrets to a fulfilling, independent life at any age. In the eyes of society, turning 80 is often seen as a significant milestone in life. Many believe that once this age is reached, an individual's ability to care for themselves diminishes, and they must rely on others for daily needs. However, Cheryl, an 80-year-old wise elder, challenges this notion with her unique life philosophy. She firmly believes that age is just a number and doesn't define whether a person can live independently. Despite her advanced years, Cheryl still chooses to live alone, enjoying the peace and freedom that come with it. Her children's many invitations to move in with them and enjoy family life were all politely declined. She laughs and says, "I'm doing quite well on my own, no need to trouble the children. Living alone in my old age is the happiest and most stable choice for me. No other way of aging compares to this freedom and independence." Cheryl firmly believes that a happy old age should not depend on the care of children, but should be managed by oneself. She enjoys the tranquility that comes with living alone, spending each day at her own pace without having to cater to others' habits and expectations. This persistence is not only an affirmation of her self-ability, but also a defense of life's dignity. She vows to maintain this independent living until her last moment because, in her view, controlling her own life is the greatest happiness and satisfaction. Cheryl says, "Look at me. I'm 80 years old, yet my hearing is still sharp, my eyes are still bright, and I walk with a spring in my step. If I didn't say it myself, people would think I was just over 60. I'm full of energy, since my husband passed away 10 years ago. My children have been more worried than ever, constantly persuading me to live with them, fearing I'd have an accident alone at home. But I had made up my mind to live on my own. I appreciate their intentions, but I don't want to move in with them in my old age." Why? First, I love freedom, living according to my own wishes, and I don't want to be bound by my children's living habits. There are places in their homes where I can't move or touch, and I can't stand that kind of restriction. Moreover, I don't want to become a burden to my children. They have their own lives to live, and my moving in, even if they don't say it, would inevitably disturb their peaceful life. Especially their spouses. I can understand that. I always think keeping some distance with children is like a bowl of soup too close. It burns the mouth too far. It cools the heart. Living together, different habits and ideas will inevitably cause friction, and it would hurt harmony, something I don't want to see. So after thinking it over, I decided living alone is the most comfortable. Going to a nursing home is out of the question. Too many rules for me. I'm too used to being carefree for that. Hiring a caretaker? The cost is high, and my pension is for myself. How can I give it to outsiders? My children have their own pressures. I can't add to their burdens. So I decided to rely on myself for old age. As long as my body is strong and I can take care of myself, I can happily live in my little nest until old age. Life is most comfortable when lived by oneself. To keep my body strong, I've put in a lot of effort and done a lot of research. I even teamed up with like-minded friends to visit those famous longevity villages to see how those centenarians live their lives. What I found was amazing. These elderly people, regardless of age, have one thing in common: they can't sit still. They're either busy in the fields or tidying up at home, always moving. They don't think they should wait for others to serve them just because they're old. They never let others do what they can do themselves. This spirit of independence and self-reliance is truly admirable. Looking closely at these healthy and long-lived elders, each one has a determined, cheerful, and optimistic personality. Even if life isn't wealthy, they make every day fulfilling and enjoyable. Eating well, sleeping well, and being in a good mood, this is their secret to longevity. Having found these commonalities, I have a rough idea of my future life. I used to be someone who would get stuck on minor details, letting small things upset me for days. But now, it's different. I learned from those long-lived elders, staying cheerful every day, and naturally, my body follows suit. Looking at my peers who aren't as healthy, their lifestyle habits are worrying. They live irregular lives, never eating or sleeping on time, rarely exercising, and such poor habits have deteriorated their health. By 70 or 80, they've completely lost their ability to live independently. I don't want to end up like them, needing others' help to live. To me, not being able to live according to my will is a very scary thing. I always believe the body is a use it or lose it situation. If a person doesn't exercise for long, their body will gradually lose vitality, thus losing health. So for many years, regardless of the cold or heat, I've always kept up with exercise. Even in wind and rain, I still go out, move around, and see the outside world. I would never let myself lie at home wasting my health. Not only do I exercise every day, but I also often travel in groups on trips. I often encounter difficult paths and steep hills. Every time I face such situations, even if others want to help, I insist on doing it myself. In my view, once I accept others' help, I'll start to slack off. Never again, strictly demanding myself to live a disciplined life, and then I'd be close to losing my abilities. My goal is to stay healthy and live well to old age. I'm never afraid of death. I only fear losing my ability to care for myself. I hope to pass away without illness. If I could leave in my sleep, I'd consider my life complete. Many people think that an 80-year-old living alone without anyone to care for them must have a miserable life. But what they don't know is that if an elderly person can live alone, it's actually a great happiness in old age. Health is everything. An elderly person with a healthy body can enjoy a happy and peaceful old age. Health is especially significant for the elderly. Living without illness and pain makes an elderly person the happiest. Don't you all agree with what I say? Cheryl says, I'm in good health and my outlook is very optimistic. My happiness index in old age is very high, and living alone hasn't lowered my quality of life. The reason I've been able to live alone for 20 years so happily is due to these 3 points. First, when a person gets old, they should live a little selfishly. Children have their own blessings, don't be a beast of burden for them. When my husband was alive, our combined pensions were $2,000 or $3,000 a month. My husband was very good at managing life, keeping our home in perfect order. And without lowering our quality of life, we still managed to give our son and daughter-in-law $600 a month. When my son and daughter-in-law got married, they bought a large house of over 100 square meters with a monthly mortgage of over $2,000. Though the young couple's monthly income exceeded $10,000, they had to raise a child and cover various living expenses, so they had significant financial pressure. My husband felt for them, so every month he voluntarily gave them $600 to ease their burden. After my husband passed away, I straightforwardly told my son and daughter-in-law that without my husband, our household had one less income, so I couldn't continue giving them $600 each month. My son and daughter-in-law were very understanding. They comforted me, saying they didn't need my support anymore, that I should just live my life well and tell them if I had any difficulties. From then on, I never gave them another penny. When I had the ability, it was fine to help them, but since I can't now, I can't pretend to be rich that would harm both myself and others. In my view, if an elderly person can't help their children, then not adding to their burdens is the best thing. If I continued to give my son $600 a month, my living standard would surely be affected. My money is limited, and if I kept giving, I'd have to save on my own expenses, which would affect my nutrition and health. And if my health deteriorated, my son wouldn't be able to work well to take care of me. Wouldn't that be harming him? So I firmly believe that taking care of my health, and not adding burdens to my children is the correct choice for elderly people. After careful consideration, I divided my $1,500 pension into 3 parts: one for daily food and expenses, one for various living expenses, and one for savings. With this arrangement, I live comfortably, have peace of mind, and can avoid worrying my children, as they know I can manage my own life well. I believe whether old or young, one should have a clear sense of boundaries, keep a little selfishness. If elderly people don't think for themselves, they can only live with pain. Second, don't interfere too much in your children's lives. Many elderly people don't understand this. They see their children struggling, so they think of ways to help them, living frugally to leave money for their children, thinking that if their children live well, they can have a good old age. But what often happens is that the more you give, the more they want, not considering the elderly's difficulties. As time passes, the children stop caring for their elderly parents, thinking the money is owed to them. This scenario happens in many families and causes the elderly to live in bitterness and exhaustion. I'm more open-minded. Since my children became independent, I haven't intervened in their lives. They live their way, and I live mine. I never worry about their affairs. I have my own interests, and I keep my own social circle. When I'm free, I invite my neighbors for tea, chatting about daily life, reminiscing about our youth, and playing cards. I enjoy my time, unaffected by my children's matters. My son and daughter-in-law are considerate, often inviting me for meals. Sometimes I go, sometimes I don't. My children understand me, knowing I have my own life, so they don't insist. They even call me a hedonistic old lady. Though it's a joke, it actually means I have a happy old age. Third, the elderly should live happily, don't dwell on the past. I think since it's my life, I must live happily. I cherish the present, appreciate each day, and do what makes me happy. I avoid dwelling on the past and always maintain an optimistic outlook, even if I encounter unpleasant things. I don't let them affect my mood. This mindset has kept me healthy and strong. An old lady once told me, if you want to live well in old age, you must learn to pamper yourself, let yourself live happily, and not take anything too seriously. I find this very true. You can't change the past, why let it ruin your mood? The elderly should learn to enjoy life, let their children do their own thing, and not worry too much. In this way, both the children and the elderly can live happily. To sum up, the elderly living alone doesn't mean they're lonely or unhappy. If you have good health, an optimistic attitude, and proper financial planning, you can live a very happy life alone. I think if you believe in your abilities, you can face old age without fear, living a happy and meaningful life.
If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.
Part 2. 4 tips for living alone and loving it. I have been living alone for over 20 years since my divorce. I haven't remarried, and although my kids were at home for about 5 years, I've been living alone since. You know what? I absolutely love it. I love my life, routine, freedom, and so much more. Over the last week, I've thought about what makes a single life rich and rewarding, and I've come up with 4 ingredients to consider if you are living alone, about to live alone, or unsure about it. You might find it's perfect for you. 1. Take care of yourself first. Have you ever wondered who will be there to take care of things when you're not at your best? Imagine waking up one morning, realizing that your health has become the key to unlocking a life of fulfillment and joy. For older women, this realization can be transformative, offering a chance to reclaim control over their well-being and independence. Discover how prioritizing self-care can lead you to not only survive but thrive, allowing you to embrace life's adventures with renewed energy and confidence. Join us as we delve into a compelling narrative of resilience and empowerment, where self-care isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Taking care of yourself first is essential, particularly as an older woman. Now at 67, I divorced in my late 40s, and since then, I've learned that if I'm sick or physically incapable, nothing gets done. No one is coming to the rescue. Therefore, I prioritize my health. I've embarked on a very intensive health recovery journey in recent years. I was super healthy in my 40s and 50s, but things fell apart in my early 60s. One morning, I realized I had to get fit and healthy, or it would all go downhill. Think about it. If you're sick or injured, who's going to take care of things? Nothing will get done if you don't take care of yourself first. I've changed my diet to make it nutrient-dense and healthy. I drink clean, reverse osmosis structured water and take many supplements. I exercise almost daily, including weightlifting, to ensure my body is healthy because no one is coming to rescue me. Assess your health state and what works for you. Are you walking daily? Do you have a good weightlifting program? Are you eating right and getting enough rest? Are you meditating or having quiet time? Whatever you need to do to stay optimally healthy, you'll enjoy benefits beyond your responsibilities around the house. You'll feel better and be able to do more fun things. Number 1 on my list, absolutely with no alternatives, is to take care of yourself first. 2. Assess your skills and abilities. Have you ever wondered how you would handle life's unexpected challenges? As we journey through life, many of us question our ability to manage when something goes wrong or when we feel out of our depth. However, reaching midlife signifies that you've accumulated a lifetime of invaluable skills and experiences. This article will show you that you already possess everything needed to face life's hurdles with confidence. Whether fixing a leaky faucet or seeking help from a neighbor, your journey of learning and growth has equipped you with resilience and resourcefulness. Join us as we explore how tapping into your inner strength and the support of those around you can transform life's obstacles into opportunities. You need to assess your skills and abilities. Many women wonder how they'll manage life if something breaks or if they can't handle it. If you've made it to midlife, you have all the skills you need. You've learned so much over your lifetime. I was fortunate to be raised in a family where everyone knew how to do many things. The men could build a house, fix cars, and more. The women could plant, nurture, and cook a garden. My family had amazing skill sets, and none were geniuses. They learned step-by-step skills to manage life. The point is, you have everything you need to manage life. There's nothing too complicated about daily life in a home or car. If you encounter something like a leaky toilet or a dripping faucet, there's tons of information online. It's easy to learn from someone who knows how to do it and kindly posted a video on YouTube. You can access information easily. If something seems beyond your capability, ask a friend or neighbor for help. Humans love to help. Let me share a story. I needed help loading a kayak onto my vehicle. It's about 60 lbs and awkwardly long, so I asked a neighbor for help. He gladly helped, and afterward he said, "If you ever need anything else, we're here for you." People love to help. Don't worry about managing everything. Break tasks into small steps, learn and integrate new skills. You'll be fine. 3. Staying safe. In today's fast-paced world, where uncertainty often lurks around every corner, achieving a sense of security can feel elusive. Yet we live in an era brimming with innovative solutions designed to help us reclaim our peace of mind. Imagine knowing who's at your door without even leaving your seat, or having the ability to secure your home and loved ones with just a click. These technological marvels aren't just for the young and tech-savvy, they're for everyone seeking a tranquil, protected life. Discover how you can harness these tools and strategies to create a cocoon of safety in your everyday environment, ensuring that every morning brings reassurance and every evening ends with peace. Join us as we explore the transformative power of safety measures tailored to your unique needs and circumstances. Safety might be a concern, but we live in a time with many ways to stay and feel safe. Gadgets like Ring cameras show who's at your front door, and there are cameras you can put around your property. Cars have automatic clickers to lock and unlock as you approach. We have so many gadgets now that we didn't have decades ago. Think about what you need to feel safe in your environment. I live in a safe community, but I bought a Ring doorbell to see who's at the door. Some friends text a girlfriend in the morning to let them know they're okay. Implement what makes you feel safe. Amber Haddock on Instagram is a great resource for safety tips, especially for women. Decide what will help you feel safe, implement it, and you've got it handled. 4. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your freedom. Living alone has allowed me to do many fun things. I've traveled solo outside the country for over a year, lived in several states, and done exciting things because I make decisions for myself. No need to check with anyone or convince anyone. Take advantage of your freedom. Have spaghetti for breakfast, sleep till 10, or stay up all night watching funny videos. Enjoy the flexibility. I eat out alone a couple of times a week. You can go when you want, order what you want, and enjoy your own company. Freedom can be one of the most adventurous and nurturing lifestyles. Add new hobbies or friends. You can do it because you're in charge. These are my 4 key ingredients for living alone and loving it. If you're newly single or unexpectedly single, it can be an amazing way to enjoy life daily. Part 3. Benefits of living alone as an older woman. Imagine a life where every corner of your home reflects your unique story, where the choices you make each day align solely with your passions and desires. For many older women, living alone is not just a circumstance but a profound declaration of independence, self-discovery, and personal fulfillment. It's a journey that defies societal norms and stereotypes, inviting you to explore the depths of your own potential. Whether it's transforming a room into a creative sanctuary, savoring the peace of a quiet morning, or mastering the art of financial independence, the experience of living alone offers unparalleled opportunities for growth and empowerment. Dive into the captivating world of solitude and discover how it can transform your life into a tapestry of joy, resilience, and accomplishment. 1. Autonomy and independence. Living alone is often a cherished experience, especially for women who value autonomy and independence. The freedom that comes with having one's own space is empowering, allowing for decisions to be made without compromise. This sense of autonomy is not just about physical space but extends to all areas of life, providing the opportunity to live by one's own rules and priorities. Imagine the joy of turning an extra room into a personal art studio, or the satisfaction of creating a garden that reflects one's tastes and creativity. This level of control over one's environment can be deeply fulfilling. For many older adults, living alone can also be a testament to their resilience and self-sufficiency. After years of shared decision-making and responsibilities, having the ability to shape one's day-to-day life is a source of pride and accomplishment. It is a time when personal interests and hobbies can flourish without the constraints of others' schedules or preferences. This independence is not merely about solitude, it is about embracing the freedom to make choices that enhance one's quality of life. 2. Personal growth and self-discovery. Living alone can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and self-discovery. For many women, this independence offers a unique opportunity to reconnect with themselves on a deeper level. In the absence of constant interactions with others, there is a newfound freedom to explore personal interests and passions that may have been neglected. This solitude is not just about being alone, it's about embracing the chance to reflect, grow, and find joy in activities that truly resonate with one's soul. Consider the story of a woman who always loved writing but never had the time or space to pursue it seriously due to the demands of daily life. Once she began living alone, she transformed a spare room into a dedicated writing nook, immersing herself in the creative process for hours each day. This endeavor not only rekindled her passion for storytelling, but also opened doors to new opportunities, allowing her to share her work with a broader audience. This transformation highlights the profound impact of solitude on personal fulfillment and creativity. Living alone can offer the space needed to pursue long-held dreams or discover new talents. It's a journey of empowerment and self-reliance, where the focus shifts from external demands to personal aspirations. In a society that values independence, embracing the freedom to explore one's passions can lead to a more meaningful and satisfying life. 3. Creating a space that reflects you. Creating a living space that truly reflects who you are is a powerful expression of individuality, especially for older adults who may find themselves living alone. The freedom to design and organize your home according to your personal tastes is not just about aesthetics, it's about creating an environment that nourishes your spirit and evokes cherished memories. For many older adults, the ability to shape their living space can bring a profound sense of satisfaction and autonomy. Imagine walking into a home where every piece of furniture, every decorative item, tells a story. This might be a cozy corner with a favorite reading chair, bathed in the warm glow of a vintage lamp, or a living room adorned with antique furniture and nostalgic memorabilia collected over a lifetime of travel and experiences. Such a home is more than just a shelter, it becomes a sanctuary filled with personal history and meaning. For someone who loves vintage decor, living alone offers the perfect opportunity to curate a collection of unique thrift store finds and cherished antiques, transforming their home into a gallery of personal treasures. Each room can become a canvas, reflecting the owner's journey and passions, making their home a comforting retreat and a source of inspiration. 4. Peace and quiet. The concept of peace and quiet holds profound significance for many older women who choose to live alone. This tranquility is more than just a preference, it is a crucial element for maintaining mental and emotional well-being. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, the constant noise and demands can be overwhelming, making the quiet solitude of living alone a cherished escape. For many, these serene environments become sanctuaries where they can genuinely relax and rejuvenate. Imagine a retired woman who, after years of fulfilling family and work obligations, finally enjoys her morning coffee on the porch. Here she can savor each sip while listening to the melodious birdsong, free from interruptions. This daily ritual becomes more than a habit, it's a vital part of her self-care routine. These peaceful moments are not just about silence, they are about creating a space where one can reflect, dream, and find inner peace. They offer the chance to indulge in personal interests, like reading a favorite book or pursuing a hobby without the constant pressure to meet others' needs. This newfound freedom allows her to reconnect with herself, appreciating her thoughts, feelings, and passions. 5. Enhanced financial control. Living alone provides a unique opportunity for enhanced financial control, offering a sense of empowerment and independence that is particularly resonant in American culture. As we age, managing our finances becomes not just a necessity but a means of aligning our resources with our personal goals and aspirations. For older adults, this can be an incredibly liberating experience, allowing them to direct their hard-earned money towards what truly matters to them without the influence or pressure of others. Imagine the freedom that comes with being able to decide how every dollar is spent. This autonomy can lead to a more disciplined approach to budgeting and saving, fostering a greater sense of security and preparedness for the future. For many, this might mean carefully allocating funds to support a passion or dream, such as traveling to new destinations or pursuing a long-held hobby. This control can be particularly meaningful for older adults who have spent years supporting others. Living alone can provide the space and freedom to focus on personal fulfillment and happiness. By managing their finances independently, they can confidently navigate the financial landscape, ensuring that their golden years are as fulfilling and enjoyable as possible. 6. Strengthening social connections. Living alone is often perceived as an isolating experience, but for many women, it presents an empowering opportunity to enhance their social connections. The freedom that comes with living alone allows them to choose when and how they want to engage with others, often leading to relationships that are deeper and more meaningful. Instead of being tied to social obligations, these women can cultivate friendships and networks that truly resonate with them. The autonomy in their social lives encourages them to actively seek out community activities and social groups. This proactive approach leads to a vibrant social life that might include joining a local book club, volunteering at a community center, or taking up new hobbies like painting or yoga. These activities not only add richness and variety to their daily lives, but also help them connect with like-minded individuals, fostering a strong sense of belonging and community. In American culture, where independence is highly valued, living alone offers an avenue for women to embrace their individuality and connect with others on their own terms. It challenges the stereotype that living alone means being lonely and instead highlights how it can be a fulfilling and socially rich experience. Through these connections, women find empowerment, resilience, and a sense of community, which are invaluable at any stage of life. 7. Health and wellness focus. Free from the distractions and responsibilities that often come with living with others, many women find the freedom to prioritize their own health needs and establish routines that promote physical and mental well-being. This shift towards self-care is not just a practical adaptation, but a profound journey of self-discovery and empowerment. For many older women, living alone allows the flexibility to create personalized wellness routines. Whether it's dedicating time to regular exercise, cooking nutritious meals, or practicing mindfulness, these activities become integral parts of daily life. For example, a woman who is passionate about yoga can transform a room in her home into a serene sanctuary, complete with mats, candles, and calming music. This dedicated space allows her to practice at any time, integrating her wellness routine seamlessly into her life. The act of living alone also encourages a deeper connection with oneself. It offers the opportunity to listen to one's own needs without external influence, fostering a sense of independence and self-sufficiency. This autonomy can be incredibly empowering, allowing women to explore their interests and passions more fully. Moreover, focusing on health and wellness while living alone can lead to improved physical and mental health, contributing to a higher quality of life. This proactive approach to self-care not only enhances personal well-being, but also instills a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. For older women, embracing this lifestyle can be a liberating experience, reinforcing the idea that age is no barrier to living a vibrant and healthy life. 8. Sense of accomplishment. The power of independence in managing a household cannot be overstated, especially for older adults who have spent much of their lives relying on others for assistance. Taking control of one's home environment by handling repairs and daily chores can be an incredibly empowering experience. This journey of self-reliance not only enhances practical skills, but also significantly boosts confidence and self-esteem. For many older adults, there is a profound sense of achievement in learning new skills and applying them successfully. Take, for instance, the scenario of a woman who decides to tackle minor plumbing repairs or undertake a DIY home improvement project. Each task completed not only saves money, but also reinforces her self-worth and capability. It shatters stereotypes and societal expectations that often undermine the abilities of older individuals. Moreover, this sense of autonomy and accomplishment can improve mental health and emotional well-being. It instills a sense of purpose and pride, knowing they can maintain their home and lifestyle. The confidence gained from these experiences can also ripple out into other areas of life, fostering a greater willingness to explore and embrace new challenges. Ultimately, the act of managing a household independently is more than just maintaining a living space. It is about reclaiming one's identity and embracing the power of self-reliance. In the rich tapestry of life, choosing to live alone is a bold and empowering act that celebrates the essence of individuality and self-determination. It is a journey that offers older women the freedom to write their own stories, explore their passions, and embrace the strength within themselves. Living alone becomes a sanctuary where peace and creativity flourish, a place where one can revel in the beauty of self-discovery and personal growth. It shatters the myth of isolation, transforming solitude into a vibrant canvas of social connections, health, and well-being. As you navigate this empowering path, you rediscover your capacity for resilience and joy, finding fulfillment in every choice and achievement. Embrace this new chapter with an open heart and an adventurous spirit, and let the world witness the incredible power of living life on your own terms.
If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.